Good morning. Welcome to the Long Live Alternative Parties podcast. Free Press Media Press Inc., an alternative parties books publisher, sponsors this podcast. I'm Andrew Bouchard. Welcome to the Long Live Alternative Parties podcast. Today we have another exciting guest like we always do on this podcast. We have the Libertarian Party of Madison County. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're glad to have you. So let's get started by, first of all, you kindly give us an introduction to yourself, a brief biographical sketch, and please give us your first and last name.
Yeah, my name is Brandon Collins. I'm the chairman of the Libertarian Party of Madison County, Indiana. I've been the chairman for probably, I think it's 4 years now, 3 or 4 years, and I'm looking to grow the party in any way that we can, and kind of go from there.
What got you involved in the Libertarian Party in the first place?
The Libertarian Party just aligns with a lot of the ideals that the two major parties don't.
Okay.
Democrats and Republicans are just not for you. They both have good ideas on certain things, but they also have a lot of bad ideas. And the Libertarian Party just seems to be the one that I agreed with the most out of any party I could find, other than being just an independent supporting myself. I couldn't get in. They wouldn't want it. When I first ran for office, when I was 21, either the Republicans or the Democrats would have me join their party and be able to run. And the Libertarians took me with open arms, and I kind of fell in love with that and rose through the party ranks in the county, and here I am. So
excellent. That's awesome. I'm glad the Libertarian Party was a good home for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So kindly explain the demographics of your area. You're in Madison County, Indiana. What city is in Madison County, and what is the area like?
The capital of Madison County is Anderson. So it's a post-war factory town. A lot of car manufacturing that has since gone away. So kind of a city of about 35,000. It's about as Midwestern as you can get. It's a very dilapidated town, to say the least.
Oh no.
It's one of those towns that all the factories left, and it's been struggling a little bit. But it's been on the upswing recently, so that's good. But the demographics are probably exactly what you'd expect from a town of about 30 or 40,000 people, just like it would be in anywhere. I'm not sure how to phrase it. Pretty much every demographic is in our community, which is really great.
That's good. So since you're the chair, what responsibility comes with that role? What are your functions?
Really what I'm doing is I do the outreach, I do all the planning, so I'll set up conventions each year, each conference, anytime we want to meet a year. I do and then I will organize things like local events with the 4-H fair or parades, town heritage fairs, that kind of thing. And really just do all the outreach on social media and trying to get people to learn more about the Libertarian Party and help the party grow and recruit new members and get to know everybody.
Okay. So you say you've been in this position for 3 or 4 years?
Yep.
And what other positions did you hold in the party before this?
I was the vice chair. Hold on just one second, I apologize. I was the vice chair. I was out for about a year, and then I ran for city council, and while I lost that, I did get nominated to be the chairman. So.
Okay, so is the vice chair position fairly similar to the chair position?
Yeah, it's basic in all intents and purposes like an assistant manager.
So what was your experience like running for city council? What did you learn, and how did that go?
I ran at the age of 23, and I quit my full-time job to do so. and I learned
Oh,
a
really?
lot from it. Yeah, I had the money saved up, and I wanted to give my my full attention and full, devote my full everything to it. So I left my job voluntarily and everything, and I started doing door knocking and just doing as much outreach as I could for the 2 months leading up to the election, or 2 or 3 months leading up to the election. And I did pretty well, I will say. I ran for city council at large, so there were three seats available, and there were 3 incumbents. They were all Democrats running for those seats. So I was kind of put up against some pretty hefty odds from the get-go, but I did end up walking away with about 18% of the vote, which is about 4,500.
You said 18%?
Yeah. Yep.
That's good.
So yeah, it ended up being pretty good, and the third place finisher who actually got the lowest seat on the thing was like at 21 or 22%. So I was pretty close, which was really motivating. I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, that's a good place to do. That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it was good.
And then after the election, you found yourself another job?
Yeah, I started working. I believe I ran for city council right after I left Starbucks, and then I got a job at the Walmart distribution center shortly after. I was there for a few years. So
Okay,
it all
good.
worked out. Yeah, everything
Excellent.
worked out exactly how it should.
Excellent. That's a good move. I applaud you for doing that, for putting your full energy into the Libertarian Party for that time period.
Absolutely, yeah. Somebody has to.
Sure. So what issues are you facing in your area, and how is the Libertarian Party of Madison County dealing with them?
Really, I think a lot of our issues aren't social issues or really anything that public opinion could really change, I guess, and the other way to put it. It's more of systemic corruption, I think, could be something that plagues this area, plagues, there's no term limit, I guess, would be the way to put it. People have been in the same office for 20, 30, 40 years, and things don't change, and there are people, there's a lot of nepotism, that kind of thing. So that's one of the challenges we face around here. That, along with just the general economic climate that we're in nationally, is also something that we're all dealing with. But yeah, so.
So there's a lot of entrenched powers in your area.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you there. What'd you say?
So there's a lot of entrenched powers in your area.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's an uphill battle for anybody who's not already in power.
Sure. So what activities is your party doing?
So really we're doing, I'm tripping over my words. We've been trying to reach out and get into more local events. We've kind of been slacking on that recently. We're trying to get into like the 4-H fairs, the heritage fairs, as much as that little nitty-gritty stuff that we can. Have some sort of presence to be able to connect with somebody, and just show that we're actually a force in the county that can make a difference.
So you like to go to local events where you can put tables up and spread the word?
Yeah. Yep. Like farmers markets kind of thing. If anywhere that we could make an impact or be seen, be heard, without being intrusive and being annoying.
Sure. So are people in the area familiar with the Libertarian Party, or is it something that they never heard of and you have to start from the start?
A lot of people have heard of it, but they don't know exactly what we stand for. A lot of them either assume that we are Republican light or that we're completely anarchists, which both are wrong. We just believe in the individual freedom aspect of everything, as much as that can go. But I'd say the average person in our area has heard of us. They just don't know exactly all of our people, like they do Democrats and Republicans.
Sure. Do you have any candidates that are running for office in 2022?
Yeah, I actually do. I plan on running myself for county council here in Madison County.
Okay.
So we actually have our the closing of our convention on Sunday this week, and we're going to finalize our candidates. And I think I'll probably be the only one running, but that's okay, you know. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
So county council, I ran for county board a long time ago, so I'm fairly familiar with what it's like in general. What's it like in your area?
In our area, it's very similar to the city council role, because Anderson is very large city, pretty much about half our county. So they're almost one and the same. County doesn't really. I'm trying to phrase it without misstepping. They're very similar roles. City council and county council,
Okay.
I guess I should say. Yeah. It's like the one of the municipality cities, like how Chicago has a county or a city county council. We have the same thing, but they're separate. But they're essentially very similar.
So for this race you were talking earlier about entrenched powers, are you going up against entrenched incumbents? See how you get the nomination in this race? Is that what it's like? Or are there open seats, or what's the scenario?
So as far as I know, the incumbent, who's a Democrat, is running, and then the Republicans have nominated somebody, and I think there's an independent candidate running. I have a lot of insight on that one as of yet, but then I have, but then me, yeah. So there'll be 4 candidates running for 1 seat. So it'll be nice to see.
Yeah, that's good. You'll have competition there. That's good. They have to
good.
earn their money.
Sure. So the more the merrier. I'd rather see multi-parties than just 2. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good when those candidates don't sail in, that they have to work for it if they're going to get elected.
Yeah, exactly.
So since you've run for office before, what tips do you have for people who are running for office themselves or may be contemplating running for office?
Definitely fully commit to it. Make sure that you can support yourself prior to trying to run for office. Don't just rush into it and assume you can be a paper candidate, because nobody wants to be a paper candidate, and just kind of be on the ballot and not really try. So if you're going to really run for office, give it your all, and plan for maybe taking some time away from work, or taking some time off from work, whether that's completely leaving your job or sabbatical, what you want to call it. And just give it your all. Just do door knocking and outreach as much as you can, and just be passionate about what you do and what you believe in, and good things will happen.
That sounds good. So if somebody wants to take off a lot of time from work, they should do that so they can do well in the campaign and devote a lot of energy to it. So you recommend not doing a half-hearted job, but giving all of your time and energy to the campaign.
Yep, exactly. So if you should have a savings for yourself so you can pay your own bills, and have that not be your reason for failing while running. You want to make sure that you give your full attention to what you're doing.
That's wise. I haven't heard too many people doing that. Most of the people I interview on the podcast do it in addition to the job that they're doing right now, wherever they work. So have you run across other people that have done it like you, where they don't have another job and they're doing it full time?
I have not personally met anybody like that, but I know there's I'm sure there are other people. I kind of hit a certain point at the job that I was at, where I just kind of topped out with my growth and growth potential there. So I just decided it was that I could leave and also pursue it at the same time. I kind of just fell into place, like the planets lined up, I guess is the way to put it. But I think it was a good move on my part to be able to do my campaign full-heartedly and full attention on it.
Sure. Sure, yes. That is good to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this time around, you said you're working somewhere else. Are you going to, if you get the nomination, also quit your job, or are you going to do it a little differently this time?
I think I'm going to do it the more traditional way. I'm going to work my full-time job along with try and run for office. I'm a little bit in a better position now that I'm a little bit older, more experienced, and I have a really good job with where I work now. And I feel like I can balance both because I work from home, and so that kind of helps a little bit as well.
Sure.
So
yeah, that's good.
Be able to handle both.
Excellent. Excellent. So our audience out there, whether they live in your area or whether they live in another place in the country, how can they support your party?
Really just support your own local Libertarian Party wherever you are, whether that happen to be me or whether that happen to be someone in California, someone in North Dakota. It doesn't really matter. As long as you support your own Libertarian Party, it helps grow the grassroots movement. That's what we're all about.
Sure.
As all small parties are. The Green Party, Socialist Party, Constitution Party, whoever you support, that's fine. Just make sure you support them because they need it.
So a local party is the foundation.
Absolutely. Yep. That is the core of what what all of us believe. I've been to Green Party meetings. I've been to all sorts of different meetings from different parties, just to get a little bit of insight. And we typically all agree on the same thing: is that the local grassroots movement is where it starts.
Sounds good. So thank you, sir, for coming on the podcast today and talking about your party and your plans and all the things you've been doing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right. We wish you all the best in your campaign and your party workings and also in your personal and professional endeavors.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You as well.
Take care. All the best.
Bye.